This is lesson 3-2, the distributive property. Our goal for today, I can use the distributive property to multiply mentally. The distributive property combines addition and multiplication. To multiply a sum by a number, multiply each addend by the number, then add. Remember, the sum is just the answer to an addition problem. And so in this problem down here, we have 3 times parentheses 5 plus 2. So an easy way to do that mentally is to distribute the 3. So if we multiply 3 times 5 and then add 3 times 2, do you see how we're just distributing that 3 throughout the whole problem? Think about the word distribute. What does that mean? Let's practice. So we have the equation 8 times 5 plus 8 that's in parentheses. We need to think of a way that would be easy to do this in our head. That's the whole idea behind the distributive property. So what might the parentheses direct you to do first in this equation? You got it. Add 5 plus 8. You get 13. What are 2 ways to find the answer, though? Well, we could add 8 plus 5 and get 13, then multiply by 8, or we could distribute that 8. So 8 times 5 would be 40, and then 8 plus 8 would be 64. Then we could add those 2 numbers together. So which is easier? Pause the video and just think about that for a minute. It's easier to find the basic facts of 8 times 5 and 8 times 8. Then just add those 2 numbers together to get 104. Because 40 is a multiple of 10. We can easily add that in our head. Think. In 8 plus 5 equals 13, can the 13 be thought of as addends that are evenly easier to multiply? Sure, 10 plus 3 is the same thing as 13. What two operations are being used in the distributive property lesson? Addition and multiplication. I know that this was just a brief introduction to this lesson. We are going to be going into this in depth, and I'll show you a couple of different ways tomorrow on how to do the distributive property. So right now I just want you to think about where you're at for this introduction. I'm a 3, I can use the distributive property to multiply mentally. I already understand this, I'm good to go. A 2, I'm starting to be able to use the distributive property to multiply mentally, but I have some questions. Or a 1, I'm really confused about the distributive property and I need help. Most of you, I'm thinking, are probably between a 2 and a 1 at this point, and that's okay because we're going to learn all about this tomorrow. This was just to get your mind prepared for that. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.